This is not going to be a normal video, so there's no usual introduction for this one because I'm in a reflective mood tonight as I'm recording this because it's been past midnight now for 15 minutes, and as of today I have been on YouTube for 10 years exactly. And you might be wondering, but haven't you only been on YouTube for 2 years at this point because you only registered this particular account in 2017? Well, there's the clue for you. This particular channel is only 2 years old, but I do have another channel that I use as my main channel, which you might think's a bit weird considering I do all my uploading on this one. But my original YouTube channel turned 10 years old today. I registered it on the 7th of April 2009, and I didn't actually upload anything on there for at least a year, because, or almost a full year based on the upload date I'm seeing here. But the channel that I mainly use for liking videos, subscribing to people, commenting on if I decide to leave a comment, that channel is my main channel as opposed to this one. And because it's 10 years old, I just felt like talking about it for a bit and why I decided to make certain decisions that I made with it and so on and so forth. Now, at the time when I registered on YouTube, the website was about 3 or 4 years old at that point, and I decided to register simply so I could like videos. I had no intention of uploading anything. I just decided to register so I could like videos and have them saved somewhere where I didn't have to keep remembering what video I'd watched last. And it was useful from that basis. It was a good way of using the website, and that pretty much remained the use of my first channel up until a year in. And funnily enough, the original use I had for that channel became my main use for my channel since, because I don't upload anything to it anymore, and I haven't uploaded anything to it in 3 years. But I decided to upload a few videos here and there on my first channel, and the channel didn't really have a focus necessarily. It was a way for me to upload some college work I'd done at the time. It was a way for me to upload anything that I felt like making, and any particular interests I had in media or film and TV or games or anything along those lines. Music was another one. And I also attempted some Let's Plays on that channel, one of which I have since recreated on this one, which was Star Wars Episode 1 The Phantom Menace. I attempted it on my first channel and I only got halfway through because of technical difficulties. I have to remind myself that when I first registered with YouTube, I was still on Windows XP. I never upgraded to Vista, and I didn't upgrade to Windows 10 and Windows 10? What am I talking about? I'm jumping ahead a bit. I didn't upgrade to Windows 7 until 2010, and it was towards the end of 2010 that I actually went over to Windows 7. So a lot of my time on YouTube from 2009 up to mid 2013, I was using PCs that weren't suitable for playing games on. And to be honest, looking back at it, because I was at college and university at the time for most of it, my PC wasn't really suitable for doing the work I needed to do either. It was actually undermining my work because I was using something so underpowered for what I needed it to do. And rendering was a pain in the ass. Editing was a pain in the ass. Literally, anytime I wanted to upload a video to YouTube, it was a chore. Whereas nowadays, it's a lot quicker than it used to be. And this is a rambly video. I'm just talking about whatever I can think of off the top of my head. So, yeah, I actually got quite a decent amount of subscribers on my first channel. And I still have a decent amount of subscribers on that first channel. I'm surprised they haven't unsubscribed, to be honest, because I haven't uploaded anything in 3 years. I had a good subscriber base. I met a lot of cool people through that channel. Not personally, but I didn't meet them in person, but I met a lot of cool people online thanks to that first channel, some of who I still talk to today on other social media platforms, and it was fantastic. I look back through this channel now 10 years later and I still have a lot of positive memories with it. There's still a lot of thoughts and feelings that are positive related to that channel. I mean, I'm just looking on here now. A lot of it was really random. I mean, I had a couple of Pokemon battles on here that I had with some friends at the time. I had my college and uni work on here. All these videos are now unlisted, but I had all these videos, and I showed off my DVD collection because I have a lot of DVDs, still do. Showed off my LP collection because, again, I have a lot of LPs and I have even more than I did then. I showed off specific sets of my DVD collection, specific parts of it, if it was a series or anything I felt proud of that I had a full collection of. A couple of other things that I did on here, some random things that I filmed. The first Let's Play I ever did, which I do intend to recreate on this channel at some point, which was a Game Boy Advance game. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but I'm going to recreate that eventually. I had a series on there that was relatively popular, and I'm not going to say what it is, but every time I look back through those videos I have positive memories of. It was a great series to make. I had a lot of fun making it. It didn't have a lot of views, but I had a small dedicated audience who'd watch them at the time, so that was nice. I did film reviews. I did a couple of those actually, and they were film reviews of films that had just been released at the time, so that was fun. I'm just seeing what else is on here. A lot of random stuff. It's I've made them all unlisted, but I've had, I had fun making them, and if I ever want to have some positive memories associated with my past, I'll look back through them and watch them and have a quick laugh. I've just noticed something else on here. Oh yeah, I recorded some vlogs at the time when I moved out for university. That was a lot of fun, and I'm glad I still have those on a YouTube channel somewhere, so I know that if I ever think, what did I do when I was 20 years old, approaching 21 at university, I know I've got those videos on my main channel, which is my personal channel. It's a channel that I use to get away from my uploading one, because I don't necessarily want to always see notifications all the time. I don't necessarily want to see people commenting all the time. Not that my channel's big or anything, but it's nice to have a channel that's safe from the pressures of being a content creator, even though I don't really take that term seriously on my current channel. Looking back, I didn't even take it seriously on my first channel, although I tried to in some cases. But it was a learning experience, and I'm glad I started a second channel up, to be honest, because if I'd have continued using my personal channel, the lines would have been blurred quite a lot between whether or not I made the right decision sticking with it. I'm glad I moved to a new channel, to be honest, because it gave me a fresh start. It allowed me to do what I needed to do, and I could start afresh without any pressure from beforehand. I should really make a video on my first channel to explain where I've gone for anyone who's interested from the old days, if they're still around. But I'll do that when I feel up to it. But yeah, there's a lot of positive memories looking back through these videos on here. I even had a video about when I passed my theory test for driving. That's on here. That's I was at university at the time when I passed that, so that was cool. Yeah, and then I think what put me off uploading to YouTube initially were the changes Google made to YouTube when they bought it out, and they did the whole Google Plus thing and everything. And at the time I ranted about how Google were ruining the whole YouTube platform, and I still stand by what I said in that video. It was actually quite a popular video for my first channel. It didn't get many views necessarily, but it had a lot of likes. I was starting to get quite a number of likes by the time I stopped uploading stuff. And that was the last upload I had for 3 years until I did 2 more. And then after those 2, I just stopped uploading entirely. But yeah, a lot of positive memories there. As it stands, my first channel is now an archive as such that only I can access. It's an archive where... Oh, and I have a video with a copyright claim on here. I've just noticed that. That was from my unfinished Phantom Menace Let's Play, and I bet that's because of the Star Wars soundtrack. Wouldn't surprise me, honestly. And yeah, I treat this first channel as a personal archive for myself. I don't broadcast it or anything, but it's fun talking about it now. And now that my channel is 10 years old, my first channel, it's good to look back and reflect on it. I also had a really bad username when I first registered with YouTube. It was the username I was using quite a lot at the time on various websites. I'm not going to say what it is, but it was a username that I used for quite a long time until I finally changed to the whole Shaky Jake thing. And one thing that Google did do right when they modified the whole YouTube thing was when they allow people to adopt their real name as their channel name, or just change their username in general. I thought that was a good change. So the channel name did disappear. To give anybody who's watching a better idea about the situation, just do what you want to do with your YouTube channel, whether it's on your main one or whether you want to create a second account or second channel and do it from scratch. Do whatever you think and feel is right, because you shouldn't let anybody else pressure you to do anything. And my second channel, which is this one, the Shaky Jake channel, it's done better than my first channel from a subscriber perspective, and in some cases views as well. I mean, what's the highest views I had on my old channel? Let's have a look, because I can't remember. I think it was 10,000 views I had at my peak on my first channel. Yeah, it looks like it was 10,000 views, which isn't bad. That was good. Although looking at it now, I think it was a lot easier to get views back then because YouTube wasn't as oversubscribed. There wasn't as many people, even 3 or 4 years after the site was set up. It was relatively easy for me to get views at the time. Whereas today, I'm obviously floundering quite a bit because there's a lot of Let's Players out there. There's a lot of people uploading content. It's difficult to stand out unless you've got some kind of gimmick. But yeah, it's interesting looking back. As it stands, I keep that channel as an archive and I use it to get away from my current channel. And people might think it's a bit weird how I don't consider my main channel to be the one I actually upload content to, but that's how I personally feel about it. But anyway, I've rambled on enough for quite some time. I've been kept company by my new Razer Black Widow Chroma keyboard that's glowing in my face. It's all nice and rainbowy because that's the preset I've decided to set it on. So I'm going to leave it there for now, and I'll be uploading some more content soon. So thank you very much for your support over the past 2 years. I'm really pleased at the progress this channel has made in those 2 years. I've got very loyal subscribers in some cases, people who enjoy the content, and anybody who's commented on my videos, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything you do for this channel. It's fantastic, honestly. The fact that people want to actually watch my stuff and then leave me some support, whether it's comments, likes, whatever, subscriptions, I don't, it could be anything. It's genuinely one of the most rewarding aspects of making content. So on that note, Thank you very much for listening, and goodbye.